welcome back to the Tune Project. Today I'm going to be showing you how to play the tune Leather Britches. This is a favorite of mine. It is an old-time tune. It's a standard. It's just a great tune that if you don't know it, I'm glad you're here because it's one of those tunes you just gotta know. And before we get into the tutorial, if you like this video and find it to be helpful, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed to the Tune Project, I post videos just like this one every week, twice a week, so I invite you to click that red subscribe button below and the bell so that you can be notified each time I upload a new video. So let's talk about this tune, Leather Britches. This one is in the key of G major, so we've got 1 sharp, F sharp, and we are starting on open D. Right away we've got some string crossings going on, so be just aware of that. We do have some of that going on between the A string and the D string, but we're starting on open D, and the first phrase goes like this. So we've got our string crossings between the notes G and B. So you can just leave your third finger down on the D string and your first finger on the A string. I find that's the easiest way to make those transitions nice and smooth. And then the next little phrase that we have here starts the same way, but we've got a different note in there. So listen for that. So that time you probably heard we went down to E. So we are doing some lifting of the first finger, but you can still leave your third finger down. And then our next little phrase is the exact same one that we played in the very beginning. So I'll go ahead and play that again. So again, with those same string crossings, you can leave your third finger and first finger down, although we do have that same A in there that you'll need to lift for, but other than that, you can leave those fingers in the same place. And then moving on to our last little phrase for this section. All right, so there we just had a little walk down to the G string ending on open G. All right, so for this next phrase, we start things off the same way that we did in the very beginning. So we repeat that very first little phrase that we learned. So I'll go ahead and play that. And then the next one starts off the same way that we did the second phrase in the very beginning, but it ends slightly differently. So listen for the notes that we have here at the end. All right, so we're ending there by going up instead of down, which leads us into our new ending. So we ended on B just then, and we are starting this next little ending phrase on a C natural. So just a half step above your first finger. So again, just going back and forth between the D string and the A string on that one to conclude the A part. So what I'm going to do now is go back and play all of the A part from the very beginning. So feel free to jump in if you're comfortable with these notes that we just learned. Otherwise, you can follow along and just listen, finger along, do whatever makes sense for you during this time. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is all of the A part. Hopefully you caught that. Now let's move on to the B section. So for this B part, we are moving up to the higher range. We ended in the lower range of the fiddle for that A part, and we kind of stayed in the lower range for the majority of that. And now we're jumping up to the higher range and including some of the E string, which is fun. So we're gonna kick this section off with a D, third finger on the A string. All right, so for that one, I went ahead and just left my first finger on B, and that way my third finger was able to hop back and forth between the A string and the D string while keeping my first finger steady when that B was needed. And then we're gonna hop up to the E string as promised, so we're starting on an open E here. So a few more notes going on, a little bit more going on there in that one, but basically we're staying on the E string the entire time and just kind of have a scalar pattern. And now we go back to that same little lick that we played in the beginning of the B part, this one. All right, so same exact notes there, no changes, and then we go back up to the E string again, but instead of playing the same thing that we did before, there's a slight difference here. So it's similar, but it's a little bit different. We've got our call and response theme going on here. So here's what it sounds like. All right, so we are starting on the E string just like we did before, but this time we're making our way down to the D string. So now we are playing that same exact thing that we just did. So starting from the beginning of the B part, except for the last note, which is an F sharp instead of a G natural. And now we've made it to the very last phrase of the B part. So we're starting on the E string and we are walking all the way down to the lower register of the fiddle on the G string. So we're starting on our G natural here. All right, so basically a G major scale that we have there at the end. We're just making our way down to the G string, walking all the way down from the E string. I'm gonna go ahead and go through the B section from the very beginning. I'll play it all the way through at a slower tempo so that you can follow along. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is our B section, and with that, we've learned the whole tune. So congratulations for learning all of Leather Britches if you made it this far. And if you did make it this far, definitely let me know by leaving a comment down below. I would love to hear from you, and until next time, happy practicing. If you'd like to further your support of the Tune Project, be sure to head over to patreon.com/thetuneproject for information on that. And if you're planning on buying any music or doing any shopping on Amazon, be sure to head over to the Tune Project website, which I linked in the description box of all of my videos. Click my Amazon banner, and whatever you purchase, a small percentage of that will go toward the Tune Project. This just keeps the Tune Project going and allows me to continue to create free content for you all.